Hello, I'm author Denise Turney, and you're watching the Chistel, CHISTELL.com YouTube channel. And I hope you'll visit my website again, CHISTELL.com. What am I going to do today? I am going to read to you an excerpt from my first, this is my only book series I've ever written. I normally write adult fiction. But this is a novel book series for kids between 8 and 13 years old. And I am so excited about Rosetta. She makes me think about my favorite book when I was a kid, Pippi Longstocking, and she is quite the character. Meet Miss Rosetta Blay, and in Rosetta, the talent show queen. What is she up to? So I'm just going to start, and I'm going to start with page one. This girl is something. She is something. So I'm chapter one, Ms. Rosetta. Can you see her? She's so excited. I love those illustrations. Mommy, Rosetta screamed, the ends of her too thick braids blowing up. She ran through the living room, waving her report card. I did it. Linda Blake, Rosetta's mother, turned away from her painting easel. The leopard painting that she was working on was coming along beautifully. What is it? She asked. I got 3 A's on my report card, Rosetta screamed. Running through the house, Linda sprung from her chair. Well, now, she smiled. Looks like you're on the right track. Her face plump with excitement, Rosetta ran around the living room corner. She raced inside her mother's art room, her report card flapping in the air as she held it up high. All the studying that I did paid off, Rosetta beamed. She hugged her mother around her waist. Wait until Jennifer sees my report card. Y'all gonna learn about Miss Jennifer. She kissed her mother's face, then she turned and ran out of her mother's art room. She won't be able to leave me out of all the school clubs and keep telling everybody that I'm stupid. Rosetta, Linda tried. Don't you go showing off. It was too late. Not even 2 minutes passed before Rosetta plopped down on the living room sofa and picked up her cell phone. She called her best friend, Paulette. That's right, Rosetta exclaimed into her cell phone. I got 3 A's. I know I did almost as good as Jennifer. See, Paulette chimed. I told you all the studying that you did would pay off. Yeah, Rosetta agreed. You always know what to do. Pushing you to study hard every night instead of only once a week isn't tough, Paulette laughed. I didn't do anything great. You're the one who did the hard studying. You just wait until Jennifer gets a look at my report card, Rosetta piped, circling the A's on her report card with the tips of her fingers. Forget about Jennifer, Paulette coached. The two of you have been fighting since elementary school. I don't care if you got straight A's for the rest of the school year, climbed to the top of Mount Everest, and ran a mile in 2 minutes. Jennifer will still pick at you, Paulette laughed. Jennifer just doesn't know how cool you are. Thanks, Paulette. You're my best friend for life. And you're my best friend for life, Paulette said. I love you like a sister. You and me, we're like blood relatives. Sisters. For sure, Rosetta cheered. We've been cool since day uno. Remember when we went ice skating at the rink downtown? We were so little then, Paulette said. Like 5 and 6 years old, Rosetta smiled, glancing up at the ceiling as if recalling those early memories. We had so much fun. Think we skated for a whole hour, falling down and getting back up, she laughed. On the way home, you talked your dad into pulling over and taking that injured mutt that we saw on the side of the road to the pound. I've always loved animals, Paulette. Couldn't leave that dog limping on the side of the interstate. Do you know that dog had a broken leg? How do you know? My dad told me, Rosetta answered, her hand going up and waving through the air. I asked him to keep calling the pound. Guess what? What? That dog found a home in less than 2 weeks. Go, Rosetta! You've always rooted for the little guy, and now you're getting your grades up. Thanks, Paulette. She pulled her cell phone closer to her ear. Now, Jennifer, Rosetta continued, she always thinks that she's a lot smarter than everyone. Miss Honor Roll. She's a teacher's pet. Who cares, Paulette shrugged. You're the fun one. You crack me up sometimes. Me, Gregory, Belinda, and Anil like to have fun. Miss Jackson doesn't care, though. She never notices me or anyone else in class, Rosetta groaned. She crossed her legs. But wait until tomorrow, Rosetta piped, grinning at her report card. I'm going to class first thing in the morning and shove my report card right in Jennifer's face. The front door swung open. As it did, bits of snow blew off the porch onto the house's front entranceway, and cold air blasted into the living room. It felt like someone had turned on an ice fan. Cincinnati, Ohio's December temperatures were at record lows. Rosetta's father, Robert Blake, smiled and waved to Rosetta while he walked through the living room into the art room where Rosetta's mother was painting. What's Rosetta talking about? He asked Linda after he greeted her with a kiss. Project demands at the marketing firm where he worked melted away. He was glad to be home. Linda chuckled at the question. 10-year-old Rosetta was always up to something. It was hard for her mother to know what Rosetta was planning. Linda figured that Rosetta made plans in her sleep. One thing was certain. Rosetta Blade, two long pigtails going like fresh vine down the sides of her head, was no one to ignore. And this is the biggest event of the whole school year, is a talent show. It's coming up later in this story. What does Miss Rosetta have planned? I encourage you to get a copy of Rosetta, the Talent Show Queen, the first book in the Rosetta Blade book series. And you can read more excerpts at chistel.com, CHISTELF.com. You got a kid in your life you think would love learning about Miss Rosetta. This is a multicultural novel about team building, friendship, and kindness. Encourage you to pick up a copy. Thank you. Bye for now.